There's a certain magic in the way someone looks at you when they're falling, a spark in their eyes that seems to whisper all the words they're too scared to say aloud. You can always tell when someone's falling for you. It's in the way they lean in closer, the way their voice softens when they speak your name, as if you're the only one that matters. When someone's heart begins to beat in sync with yours, you'll notice it in the small things, the way they laugh at your jokes, the way they remember the little details you shared in passing. It's in the way they listen, really listen to every word you say, as if they're collecting pieces of you to hold on to, hoping you'll never notice how much they care. Their eyes linger a little longer, their smiles grow a little wider, and suddenly, everything you do seems to be wrapped in a layer of tenderness you hadn't noticed before. You can feel it in the way they text you good morning, in the way their words carry the warmth of someone who's thinking of you before they even open their eyes. It's the way they find reasons to be near you, to brush against your hand or shoulder, as if they're drawn to your presence by a force they can't explain. They start to care about your opinions, about what makes you happy, as if your joy has suddenly become a mirror for their own happiness. The world seems to revolve a little slower when they're around, as if every moment with you is something they want to stretch out, to savor like a favorite song. It's in the way they notice the little things, how your eyes light up when you talk about something you love, or how you wrinkle your nose when you're deep in thought. They'll listen to your stories, even the ones you've told 100 times, because to them, each word you say is a treasure they never want to lose. You'll catch them stealing glances, hoping you don't notice, but secretly wishing you would, because in those glances, all their feelings are laid bare. It's in the way they remember the things you said, even the smallest details, like the way you take your coffee or the song you've had on repeat. You'll see it in the way they light up when you walk into the room, as if your presence alone is enough to brighten their entire day. They'll go out of their way to make you smile, to bring a little joy into your life, because your happiness has become something they cherish deeply. It's in the way they care about your well-being, always checking in to see if you're okay, as if your peace of mind is just as important to them as their own. They'll start to share more of themselves with you, opening up in ways they never have before, because with you, vulnerability feels safe. You'll notice it in the way they look at you when you're not looking, those stolen moments where their love for you is written all over their face. It's the way they talk about the future, not just theirs, but yours too, as if they can't imagine a life that doesn't include you in it. Their words carry a tenderness, a softness, as if they're afraid of saying too much, but even more afraid of saying too little. They'll start to prioritize you, making time for you even when they're busy, because being with you is something they'd never want to miss. You'll feel it in the way they support you, always encouraging your dreams, as if your success is something they're personally invested in. It's in the way they defend you, standing up for you even when you're not there, because they believe in you, in your worth, so deeply. You'll see it in the way they include you in their world, introducing you to the people and places that matter to them, because they want you to be a part of it all. It's the way they laugh at your jokes, not just because they're funny, but because they love the sound of your laughter, the way it lights up the room. They'll start to notice the little things about you, the quirks and habits, and they'll love you even more for them, because to them, they make you unique. You'll find them reaching out to you just to hear your voice, to feel connected, even if it's just for a few minutes, because being close to you is enough. It's in the way they miss you when you're not around, how they count the hours until they can see you again, because life feels a little emptier without you in it. They'll start to dream of you, of the life they could build with you, because in their heart, they know you're the one they've been searching for. You'll notice how they remember the little things, the details you've long forgotten, because to them, everything about you is worth holding on to. It's in the way they touch you, not just physically, but emotionally, reaching out to connect on a level that goes beyond words. They'll start to look at you differently, as if seeing you for the first time, and in their eyes you'll find a depth of feeling that takes your breath away. You'll feel it in the way they hold you, as if they're afraid to let go, because they know what they have with you is something rare and precious. It's the way they share their world with you, inviting you into their life with open arms, because they can't imagine it without you. They'll start to care about your happiness, about what makes you smile, because seeing you happy is the greatest joy they could ever know. You'll notice how they're always there for you, even in the little things, because your well-being has become something they cherish. It's in the way they speak to you, their words laced with a tenderness that makes you feel like the most important person in the world. They'll start to show you their vulnerabilities, letting down their walls, because with you, they feel safe enough to be themselves. You'll feel it in the way they worry about you, always checking in to make sure you're okay, because your peace of mind is just as important to them as their own. It's in the way they include you in their plans, not just for today, but for the future, because they can't imagine a life without you in it. They'll start to share their dreams with you, opening up about their hopes and fears, because with you, they feel understood. You'll notice how they light up when you're near, as if your presence alone is enough to brighten their entire world. It's in the way they talk to you, not just with their words, but with their actions, showing you just how much you mean to them. They'll start to notice the little things about you, the quirks and habits that make you unique, and they'll love you even more for them. You'll feel it in the way they look at you, their gaze filled with a love that goes beyond words, a love that speaks straight to your soul. It's in the way they listen to you, really listen, because every word you say is important to them, a piece of you they never want to lose. They'll start to care about your opinions, about what makes you happy, because your joy has become something they cherish deeply. You'll notice how they always find a reason to be near you, to touch you, even if it's just a brush of the hand, because your presence is something they crave. It's in the way they remember the little things, the details you've long forgotten, because to them, everything about you is worth holding on to. They'll start to include you in their world, introducing you to the people and places that matter to them, because they want you to be a part of it all. You'll feel it in the way they support you, always encouraging your dreams, because your success is something they're personally invested in. It's in the way they defend you, standing up for you even when you're not there, because they believe in you, in your worth, so deeply. They'll start to dream of you, of the life they could build with you, because in their heart, they know you're the one they've been searching for. You'll notice how they miss you when you're not around, how they count the hours until they can see you again, because life feels a little emptier without you in it. It's in the way they reach out to you, just to hear your voice, to feel connected, even if it's just for a few minutes, because being close to you is enough. They'll start to share more of themselves with you, opening up in ways they never have before, because with you, vulnerability feels safe. You'll see it in the way they laugh at your jokes, even the ones that aren't that funny, because to them, your joy is contagious and they want to share in it. It's in the way they stay up late talking to you, losing track of time because every moment with you feels too precious to waste. They'll start to show up for you in unexpected ways, doing little things to make your day easier because they care about your happiness. You'll feel it in the way they touch you, gentle, lingering, as if they're afraid to let go, because being close to you feels like home. It's the way they light up when they hear your voice, as if just hearing you speak is enough to make their day brighter. They'll start to pay attention to the little things, like your favorite foods or the songs that make you smile, because knowing you better helps them love you more. You'll notice how they're always trying to make you laugh because your happiness has become something they cherish more than anything. It's in the way they worry about you, always making sure you're okay, because your well-being is something they care deeply about. They'll start to find reasons to be near you, to touch you, because your presence brings them a comfort they can't find anywhere else. You'll feel it in the way they look at you, as if they're seeing you for the first time, and in their eyes, you are everything they've ever wanted.